Going live. All right. Good to go. All right. Welcome back to another episode of Persuasion by the Pint. I'm Jonathan Taylor along with
Sean McCool and Jonathan. Today, episode 410.
410.
Yeah. And we've got a special guest today. We're going to be talking about, let's see, what did you title the show? Make 'em Laugh, the secret weapon in persuasive communication.
I stole that from Dan Kennedy's book, Make 'em Laugh, but that was just the first part of it. So,
Yeah, so it didn't violate too many copyrights or anything. Although you can't actually copyright a book title from my understanding.
Nope. Yep. So, it's totally free to steal. So
that's right. Just steal them all, people. Steal like an artist.
Title. Yeah, that's a good title for the next book. Steal, I
think that is somebody's book already, but that was a Picasso quote. So anyway,
very good.
All right, well, why don't you do the quick little bio, and then we'll bring our guest on with a thunderous applause.
Yeah, so today we're going to be talking to a comedian. He's also a college professor. We're going to get into the topic of humor and persuasion, the secret weapon in persuasive communication. Humor, everyone. Got to have a sense of humor. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do that. So we've got Michael Halcomb. He's going to be joining us. He recently moved his family from Hawaii to the Carolinas because why? To enjoy life. Maybe I should have read this before.
Yeah,
I enjoy life when
you're screwing up the delivery, man. He put a joke in there and you just ruined it.
Sorry, Michael. I blew that one bad. Off stage, he teaches, as I mentioned, he teaches college students, raises kids, and keeps his marriage alive with his PhD in apologizing. That's pretty good. I probably need to sit in on that class.
Yeah, don't we all? So, all right, well, let's bring him in.
Welcome to the show, Michael Halcomb.
There we go. They love you, man. They love you.
Even though I butchered your intro. Sorry about that.
That's great. It's all good, man. I tried to set you up, bro. But
yeah, I'll put it in the comments. So people can actually see the way it was supposed to be.
I chalk it up to drinking beforehand. So,
there we go.
Blame the alcohol.
Oh, that's weird. It cut it off. Oh, well. Now it's 2 comments. So anyway. All right. Welcome to the show, Michael.
Hey, man. It's good to be here. Nice to meet you, John. Nice to meet you, Jonathan. Good to be here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very cool. So before we get into everything, we're going to do our beverages. You've got a beverage there coming from the Carolinas, and so tell us why. Go ahead.
Well, I actually don't drink alcohol myself. I got one of these tall boys. This is Liquid Death. This is my
yeah.
Yeah, this is Restin' Peach. So it's like a peach tea, and I have one of these daily every day. So
nice.
Those are good.
These guys in business, man.
Yeah, we've featured them on the show a few times just because their marketing and everything else is top notch for sure. So
yeah.
Well, give us a teaser. What's a piece of gold you're going to drop? Don't give too much away, but why should people stick around and listen?
I think humor earns you the right to persuade.
Yeah, I haven't heard it said like that. That's very good. We will unpack that for sure.
I like that. Yes,
yeah, I like that. All right. Well, let's do a little juvenile beer talk here and peach tea talk. So you already told us what you're having, Michael. You're having a Liquid Death. What's it called again?
Liquid Death Restin' Peach.
I've had that one. That's a really good one.
Yeah, it's really good. It's flavored tea with agave and vitamins. Yeah, man, this stuff's killer. Like I said, I drink one every day.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. All right, Jonathan, what do you have up in your neck of the woods?
I have something called a fourth quarter. Let me show this. And I didn't read this thing very carefully. It's always a bad sign.
Yeah.
But I picked it up. I was like, yeah, that's something different. We've had so many beers on the show. Michael, we've gone through, I don't know how many selections over the past 8 years. So it gets really difficult finding new beers to test. So I picked this one up. Football season, fourth quarter. Sean and I are both Georgia fans. So this is in honor of our team, who likes to come alive always in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's better than my team, the Cincinnati Bengals, which never comes alive. So,
oh, that's dreadful, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's your quarterback. You're missing your quarterback. That's a big part of it. So nothing special. This is the reason I think this will be a huge dud. Is a sour ale, lemon lime sports drink. I should have read the label more carefully, but
that sounds terrific.
It's 5.3%, which makes it even worse. So
sour ale, that should be wow, that should be good.
Man, right. So my father-in-law is my father-in-law for, I don't know, he's in his 70s now. For decades he's been collecting beer cans. Like wherever he goes, he collects beer cans. So his whole basement, the walls are nothing but beer cans. And then he got into this hobby, man, where he sells the beer cans and trades them on like eBay. It's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Are they empty or still full and sealed?
So they're empty, but he doesn't pop the top, right? He's got a little tool to punch a hole in the bottom. I guess for beer can collectors, they have a method so that you can do that and say the can is still in pristine shape. Right?
Oh, wow.
They punch a little hole in the bottom, and so it leaves the tab intact. But man, he's probably gone through thousands of beer cans, and
so he's got these just lined along his wall in the basement.
The whole wall. It's pretty wild looking. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Only dude I know that has done.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
There's a whole underground of beer can buying, selling, and trading.
I tell you, Gary V would love that, right? I mean, he'd be like, "Oh my God, a whole new market." Well, I've got a barrel aged 1050 from Oscar Blues.
Yes,
it is a big, bad, and barrel aged. This Imperial Stout camped out for 4 seasons in bourbon, whiskey, oak barrels before reaching absolute perfection. Aromas of molasses and vanilla mixed with flavors of dark chocolate, espresso beans, and roasted barley to bring you a bold yet smooth finish. They all say that leaves a hint of toasty bourbon goodness. ABV is 12.5%, and the can is black like my soul, and should be good.
Wow, that's dark.
So yeah, let's cheers it up to a good episode, a funny episode, enlightening episode, whatever.
You make us laugh, Michael.
Cheers.
Although I checked out your book on rhetoric, and that wasn't very funny. So,
man, I wrote that book when I was living in Hawaii, and I was teaching at a private school, and I was the rhetoric teacher for, they call it the upper school, 9th through 12th grade. So, rhetoric, especially ancient rhetoric, can be kind of boring. Yeah. So that book is kind of a visual and illustrated guide. So there are a lot of jokes in it, actually.
Yeah.
But they'd probably be funny to high school kids, not you guys. But so that's where the idea of that book came from. That's cool. I had to teach ancient rhetoric, and so let's make it fun.
So you put your own spin on it. I like that.
You should re-release it, the 6-7 of rhetoric.
Right. Oh, dude, my kids get so pissed off when I say 6-7.
That's our thing.
I was like, my daughter, she's a freshman in college, and I'm like, man, why do you guys act like you're the only ones that can say it? That's what bothers me. Like,
yeah. I'm sure we did that. I don't know how old you are. You look a little bit younger than us, but we were 80s kids. So late.
Yeah, I grew up in 80. I was born in 80, rather. Yeah.
Okay. So so you're 10 years then. Yes. We had our own language back then. Of course, you don't ever like people as kids. You don't want adults using your language.
Yeah.
Just not right.
Yeah. I say sus around my kids. That's sus. Right. And they like, Dad, just don't even.
I mean, we had
they recoil.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we had Brad and bad, which was good.
Yeah.
Like if you start thinking, we had some pretty stupid words as well back then.
Yep.
So,
yeah, for sure.
It's crazy. But yeah, some of those videos of the kids at like, what's the burger place, and they're like waiting for the numbers to be called, and then like they call 67, and the whole place just erupts in and out. That's where they are.
I went to a high school football game a couple weekends ago, dude, and one of the players, his jersey, he was on the sideline there, was 67. And I sent that picture to my daughter, and she actually sent like a laugh emoji back. I was like, all right, I finally broke through. But
yeah,
they made a connection there.
They don't like us knowing their inside secrets. That's the bottom line.
I was driving back. My son was driving me back. He's learning to drive right now from Atlanta from a show a couple weekends ago. This was brilliant, I thought, man. So it's like pitch black dark on this highway, and right in the median, there's one of those like it's like a road sign, but the light was like blinking. So you had a light up here and a light down here, and they were alternating, right? So right in the middle, and he's like driving, and he sees that like the lights alternating, and he lets go of the wheel and starts doing the 6-7 gesture, and it didn't have anything to do with 67, but the lights moving up and down like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I was you can take your hands off the wheel for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's give these a quick rating, then we'll jump into the show. So, Michael, we do a scale of 1 to 5 pints. Obviously, since you have that every day, I have a feeling you'll rate it pretty high. But
yeah,
what do you give that?
Yeah, it's a 5 for me. Yep.
There you go.
Awesome.
Very well done.
Hey,
we don't get a lot of 5s on the show, so that's good.
That's unusual.
Jonathan, what do you give your sour ale sports beer drink Gatorade thing?
Yeah, that's a good way. It tastes like Gatorade with a little alcohol in it. So
fermented Gatorade.
Yep, pretty much. So this is getting a 2.5. I'm going to cut Michael's in half and go with a 2.5.
Well, this is very, very good as a barrel-aged imperial stout should be. So I'm going to give this a 5.
Right on.
Jonathan didn't even hear me. He's lost in thought.
Oh, sorry. I missed that one.
I gave it a 5.
Whoa.
5. There you go. Yeah, no, this is one of the best imperial, especially for it to be 12.5%. It is actually, as the copy says, bold yet smooth. So there you go. I have to go back and get a couple more of those.
Absolutely. I think I've seen that 1050.
Yeah, it's nationwide, so that you should have it there.
Okay.
There's also a 1040. So.
Oh yeah,
I've seen that one too.
Not the 10W40, just 1040.
Well, yeah, I think it was 10W40. Yeah, it looks like oil when you pour it in the glass. It's pretty cool. All right, well, let's jump in. So, Michael, tell us how did you give us a little background on you and kind of how you ended up here over the last, you're what, 40, 44, 45, somewhere in there?
Yeah, 45. Yep.
So the last 25 years or so since you flew the nest, how you ended up here and doing comedy and teaching and all that.
Yeah. So, I knew I wanted to be a teacher. Like, I didn't have a dad growing up, and all the men that were in my life that were influential were my coaches and my teachers. And later on, and as I started to get near the end of high school, a youth pastor and a pastor, right? So these men were kind of like my village. And so it's really no accident, I would say, that, I became them, like a coach and a teacher and a professor. I didn't grow up around any comedians, which I knew, though. I knew that I always had this longing to do it, and it was just a bucket list thing, right? So I got to a point, probably 7 years ago, I literally called this club up in Honolulu, and I was like, hey man, how does this work? How do I try an open mic? And he's like, bring $5, we'll give you 5 minutes. And I skipped out, dude. I didn't I didn't go, man. And then it was 3 years later, and I was like, man, I just got to do it. So I signed up for this in-person class where at the end they had a showcase for all the people who were in the class.
Yeah.
And I knew if I did that, it was going to force me to do it, right? Now, I had years of public speaking, being a college professor, a high school teacher, a preacher, and I've done a TED Talk, like a TEDx talk. And so I've done 100 conference papers, like academic conferences. And this was like the one form of public speaking that I had yet to really do. So I knew if I signed up for this class, I'd have to do it. And that's what happened.
Yep.
So night of the showcase comes, and there were like 7 of us. And I went, and everybody was telling me at the end, like, I did the best. Of course, it was my wife and friends, so that's just what they're going to tell me. But I thought, like, yeah, I agree. I think I did the best. Like, and if I did better than all these people here, maybe I should try this again. Right.
Yeah.
So I tried it again, and then I did pretty good. And I realized at these open mics, like, man, I think I'm better than most of these people. It wasn't like an arrogant thing, but like, you know, a lot of what happens at open mics, y'all, is like people will bring like a funny idea or a cute premise or something like that, but not a fully formed joke.
Right.
And so, or you'll get like a lot of the shock humor where people just go up and try to say like the filthiest thing ever to make people laugh.
Yeah.
And people only laugh at that because they're uncomfortable. And they might generously give you one laugh, but you're not probably going to get much more than that.
Right.
So
clean comedy is so much harder than raunchy comedy.
And I only work clean. I don't do anything but clean comedy. I have a couple edgy jokes, but they're still clean. And so I started gaining momentum really fast. I started getting paid gigs like within a couple of months of like that first showcase. And so I just, you know, kept at it, man, because it was paying me money to do something fun. Yeah. And so here I've like gone through all the things, headlining, opening, featuring, hosting, like all the things. So it's fun, dude. I love it. And it's a really, really enjoyable art form of public speaking, you know?
So, I appreciate that. And so I'm curious, since you've got, all these different public speaking kind of backgrounds, pastor, conference speaker, teacher, I'm curious, like in all of those, you have to influence a little bit, right?
That's right.
You have to persuade in all of those because you've got to get people to buy into your ideas, all that stuff. So when you now sit down to write a joke, and by the way, I took a class similar to what you did, and I've done an open night one night.
Nice.
At the end of a class in Knoxville. It was great.
Nice.
So we went through like how to write a set and how to write a joke and stuff like that. I'm curious what you see as kind of the overlapping principles between a sermon, a class that you're teaching, and then a stand-up set. Like, what do you? Because you have a pretty unique viewpoint to know all 3 of those things. Like, what are some of the commonalities that you've found?
Yeah, I mean, one of them is kind of what I touched on earlier, that humor sort of gives you the right or earns you the privilege, right, to persuade. And, part of what I mean by that is that persuasion obviously is depending on some form of trust, whether it's like shallow or deep or whatever. And humor, I think, creates emotional alignment really fast. It tends to create emotional alignment really fast, maybe faster than any argument could. I don't know. But my thinking is like, you can't really hate someone that you're laughing with.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And
you feel like that's your person if they have the same humor.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it like automatically has a way of like lowering defenses and turning opponents like kind of into partners.
Yeah.
And so in a way, like shared laughs result in like or equal shared perspective. And it's like what you were getting at a minute ago, dude. Like we, at least on this point, we see the world the same way.
Right.
And so in that way, I think it earns you this right to persuade. And once people laugh with you, man, they're going to listen to you.
Well, I think one of the big things about persuasion and just life in general is that people need to feel safe.
That's right.
And when you can make people laugh, it's hard. It's almost impossible to be laughing and not feel secure and safe.
Yes.
Like because the fear part of your brain gets turned off when you laugh. Like just it's shut down.
Right.
So that feeling of safety, and then like, oh, this guy's
100%.
cool. This guy's safe. Like I'm
Yeah.
So so obviously when you're doing stand up, do you try to? I'm curious about the difference. Like some people, some comedians, they are trying to make some points during stand up. Are you just going straight for laughs? Do you have like an underlying point you want to make, especially with your background and things like that? Or
yeah, I mean, sometimes I do. Like I have like a couple of different personas on one level, like, and this is who I really am in real life. So when I go up on stage, you're not getting like a Michael that you wouldn't get in real life, right? So in real life, I'm kind of like a no BS Bible scholar.
Okay.
and so like where there's tension in theology or where there's like hard things to deal with, I'm not gonna like skirt around that or try to give you some like ridiculous answer. Like I'm not gonna BS you, in other words, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of like a straight shooter. I'm an Enneagram 8, right? So
he knows the Enneagram.
Yeah.
My wife's probably, if she's listening, she's gonna start really tuning in.
So yeah, like that's just me, and like you're gonna get what you see is what you get, man. And I'd say like my theme is just like no BS. For example, like I like will make religious jokes, but not like Bible jokes. So I got
give us an example.
Tell one joke like have you ever noticed how Catholic priests have saints to pray to for just about everything except accountability? Right. So like that is making a point.
Yeah.
It's really making a point. And but I'm not up there trying to make that point the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
My underlying theme, if I had to pick one, is that life is messed up. We're all messed up. And I'd rather laugh at that than be outraged, which is what my comedy motto is. Laughter is greater than outrage.
Yeah.
So,
oh, nice. I like that.
Yeah, I've heard the what is it? The saying is your mess is your message. So
that's it.
Yeah. So
100%.
Some people think, the mess is, they try to avoid the mess, but that's kind of what makes us all unique. And
exactly,
it makes a great story. Maybe not at the time, that you're going through it, but down the road, it's fun. It's fun to tell those stories.
No, I agree with that fully. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a coach tell me one time, a life coach friend of mine, we talked about the scene in 8 Mile, the last rap battle in 8 Mile with Eminem.
Yeah. Yep.
Where he just said everything that was wrong with him before the other guy could. And I've always remembered that as like, if you just like, go ahead and just tell everybody, like if I was a politician, the first thing I would do is I would just tell everybody every skeleton in my closet.
Yep.
Right.
And then there's nothing to dig up.
Yeah. Right.
You just move on. And
they'll find something, Sean. They'll find something.
They'll make something up, right? Yeah, they'll find something. But yeah, if you could just like lay it out there, like people appreciate that, and it builds a ton of trust and rapport and everything else.
Yeah, I got this one thing I've been working on where it's like in my family, like addiction was never really a problem, more like a tradition.
Classic misdirection.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like what's your process for, what'd you say your kind of overall underlying kind of worldview theme is whenever you do?
Yeah. So like the end goal that I'm trying to get is like, we're all messed up and let's laugh about that rather than outrage over it.
Let's actually speak it.
Yeah.
Just, not hide it, not bury it in the closet, all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So when you think about writing a set and kind of keeping persuasion in mind, that you want to kind of get people to see that's true, that laughter is better than outrage. Like, what methodology do you use for writing jokes? I'm curious, like, do you have a process that you do, or is it just like stuff comes to you while you're out walking? Like,
yeah, dude, my brain never shuts off with that, right? So to be a good comedian, you got to really be observing all the time.
Yeah.
And so, I burn that notes app on my phone up, dude. Like, and I got another app that's got over like thousands of jokes in it, right? Some of them are just terrible, but I also have a list of just premises, ideas, right?
One-liners, observations, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And so, at the college level, like I teach Comp 1 and Comp 2. And in my comp classes, I teach writing via joke writing, right? None of the students in my Comp 1 class want to be in Comp 1, dude.
Right.
So it's like, let's make this as fun as we can since we're all here.
Yeah.
Right. And so I teach students to write jokes, and I have a methodology laid out there. In fact, tomorrow and the day after that, when we're recording right now, like I'm teaching a 2-day master class or comedy camp in the area for high school students, teaching them how to write jokes and do stand-up. So I have a process for that. And I can like dive into that if you want me to talk a little.
I'd love to hear that.
You're getting them to show up on a Saturday too. That's even more impressive.
Dude, high school kids coming out on Saturday and Sunday, dude, for 5 and 6 hours at a time to learn to write jokes and do stand-up.
That is cool.
I'd love to hear a little snippet of that if you don't mind sharing. That'd be, because I think there's a lot of, I think most people think, just like with copywriting, just like with preparing a sermon, I don't think people realize that there's formulas to all this stuff.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And if you just learn those formulas, you can kind of persuade in different ways. So I'd love to hear about what you're going to teach.
So I use 4 steps. When I do like basic joke writing, I'm teaching my college students. What I'll use this weekend is like just 4 steps to writing a joke. And the first step is I'll have the students just write a paragraph about something that happened recently. And the rule is you can't try to be funny during this paragraph. Just be just tell the story from your perspective about what legitimately happened. It can be anything, right? It doesn't have to be it can be about a trip to school or the gas station or the supermarket, whatever. Yeah. You're going to write a sentence. You're going to write a paragraph just of normal sentences. And what we go back and do after that is sentence by sentence, we'll go through and try to punch it up, right? So after each sentence, we'll try to write a punchline.
So is this step 2?
Say it again.
Is this step 2?
No. So that's step 4. So there are 2 steps in between there.
Right.
Right. Okay. So after you've got your sentence, your opening sentence, I'll give you an example, one that I've been working on. It's something like this. Christmas lights make everything prettier. Okay. Right. So that was just the sentence that I came up with, because we're heading into Christmas, right? And boy, the Christmas lights are pretty. Christmas lights make everything prettier.
Okay.
All right. So step 2 then is you got to make a list of assumptions. So from that statement, when somebody hears that or reads that, what are they assuming? Right? Christmas lights make everything prettier. That I think Christmas lights are pretty. That Christmas lights are pretty. That I like Christmas. So on and so forth.
That everybody likes Christmas.
And then you kind of ask, well, what would be the number one assumption that the majority of people would have out of that list, right? That decorating during Christmas is fun or beautiful or something like that.
Yeah.
Step 3 then is you're going to flip or subvert that assumption. You're going to flip it on its head, right? So I want to say the opposite of that. Well, what's a case where Christmas lights make something uglier or worse?
Yeah.
All right. And then step 4 is my punchline.
Sure.
So here's the example, right? Growing up, we always decorated, so I can speak from experience. Christmas lights make everything prettier, except trailers. Christmas lights on a trailer just highlight what needs fixed, right?
That's perfect.
So that's like the process. You need to do it over and over and over. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I learned a slightly different method, but yeah, that's so. So you learned that, is that something you learned in the class, or is that something you'd figured out?
So I've done a few classes, and that particular methodology comes really has its origins in a few different theories. Jared Volley, he's a comedian. He talks about this. Incongruity theory is like one of the leading theories in comedy, but there's like 18 I could list off for you. Greg Dean, he teaches some online courses, and this follows kind of what he does pretty closely with some modification, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about now, like, obviously when you're doing stand up, yeah, you might be trying to get an underlying kind of thing across, and you have your set. But when we talk about persuasion specifically, I know a lot of pastors use that in their sermons, right?
For sure.
Whether it's, and kind of the go-to, we've got a couple friends that are pastors, like one of the go-tos is like an illustration that involves your family or your wife, or,
right.
That seems to be the low-hanging fruit for a lot of people. So how do you build something around that? Like, is it the same kind of process?
Yeah, it is. I think so. And this is, there are a lot of ministers who probably could be pretty decent at stand up,
Yeah. We've got a mutual friend, Scott Smith, who he basically does stand up in most of his sermons. That he does. Like, he's more of a traveling preacher. He's not a pastor. He
like
goes
an evangelist.
Yeah. And he's funny. He's been funny since high school, since I've known him. He's just one of those guys.
Well, I think like humor really is humility, right? So we talk about self-deprecating humor, right?
It's the best kind, right?
Yeah, dude. Like when you do that, like that really lends to your credibility. It like builds ethos, right? Because it humanizes you right away.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, it's pointing out to the crowd, like, I'm no better than you. This is why I always start my sets with like self-deprecating jokes,
Yeah. I think that's why Nate Bargatze is so popular right now.
Yes. Dude.
Yeah. Yep.
He does that as well as anybody, and he's clean. It's interesting that he's the number one comic right now. And it's,
that's right.
He's the cleanest comic too.
That's right.
He was on game day Saturday, right?
Yeah. He's killing it.
He is. He's doing some amazing things, man. And I just think that self-deprecating humor, humility is humor, right? Lowers or lessens rather the gap between you as the speaker and then the audience.
Sure.
And it also, like, in an interesting way, like, shows security in yourself, right?
Right.
Absolutely. You're being very vulnerable. So, I mean, you've got to be, comfortable in your skin to be able to put some of that stuff out there.
Yeah. Yep. I think right away that signals like just a bunch of things, right? It signals like just integrity. Like you can be honest about yourself. And that's of course in persuasion, that's super appealing. If you feel like you can trust someone that they have integrity, boy, that goes a long way. And your audience, as you were saying a minute ago, dude, like your audience knows that you're safe and like this is a safe place to laugh. And so I think like it's huge. There's a lot of overlap there between and I know a lot of preachers, they'll start with a joke too for a very similar reason, right? I'm getting ready to preach to you this insight I got from the scripture this week. But I'm no different than you. And the way you signal that is often by like starting with a joke.
I mean, love him or hate him, Joel Osteen, every single one, he starts with a joke. That's right. that's his opening. I mean, after he does his little, this is the Bible, this is blah 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 thing.
Right.
Sure.
After he does his little incantation, then he does a joke, and and they're corny jokes,
That's
but
right.
they kind of make the point, and they lead into the sermon.
Yeah. So I think it's, like a lot of my humor is self-deprecating because like I'm talking about my messed up life. Like,
right.
And I like to start early with, self-deprecating. It's like I've been doing this a little bit like recently, right at the like top of my set where I say something like, a little bit more about me. I teach college, and college students are built different these days. They say some crazy things. Like I recently had a student say to me, Dr. Halcomb, why are you trying to look 12 and 45 at the same time? Right? And, that's another student was like, Dr. Halcomb, you look like you still shop at Baby Gap, right? Like Baby Gap. I only shop at Oshkosh B'gosh.
I only do Garanimals, man.
Right, exactly. So like that kind of thing, right, will usually work right away and cut through some tension and build some credibility or rapport with the audience very quickly.
So are there any areas that you try to avoid in that,
there's no areas I try to avoid because I think there's always a big thing in comedy. Like I was just talking about this on my podcast the other day with another comedian. Like a big part of comedy is just getting away with it.
Yeah.
Right. Like finding a way to say that one thing and get away with it. And sometimes I haven't gotten away with it. Right. Like a joke has just tanked or bombed.
Sure.
And so there is no place I try to avoid. Like my conviction is kind of like there's always a way to say it. There's always
got to test it out, right?
That's right. And every venue is different. Every audience is different. And so you guys are Georgia Bulldogs fans, right? So I was in South Carolina a few weeks ago. I was there a year ago, and then I was back there a few weeks ago for a different show. And I did this. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you jokes on here, but this is kind of I don't want to like take up the time telling you a bunch of my jokes. But so I was saying, how's South Carolina audience? Like, woo, you guys feeling safe these days? And they're like, safe, because I was here a year ago and there were 43 fugitive monkeys on the run. So at that time, right, these 43 monkeys broke out of a science lab in South Carolina during election week. And it was like the biggest story. And the whole audience in South Carolina remembered that story, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was like, it took the South Carolina government 97 days to catch those fugitive monkeys. 97 days. The only thing slower than that is a Georgia Bulldogs fan trying to do math, right? So I got to roast South Carolina and Georgia in the same.
Oh, there you go.
That's good. Yeah, that's great.
No good graces pretty fast.
So do you? That brings up a good point. Like a big thing in marketing and persuasion, you got to know your audience, right? You got to know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
So when you go to a new city and you have kind of a set routine, do you look for an opening and closing, or where do you put that kind of joke in the set? Do you do it right at the open, or do you do it? Because the little class I went to, they were like, put your best joke. What was it? The best joke or second best up front?
Yeah.
Your best joke at the last.
That's right.
I
tend to try to do that. I think it's great advice. That's like time-tested, age-old advice. I think it's great advice. And so I will lead with like a self-deprecating joke. And
that has worked.
That I know will work. And I will try to throw that kind of stuff in either at the beginning or where I think it fits in my set. Like if I'm in a place where something or someone is screaming for attention, of course I need to address that immediately.
Yeah.
I saw Daniel Tosh. He was at a theater in Hawaii several months back, And this was actually last year during Christmas, so it's been about a year. And in this beautiful like Honolulu theater, it's 2 levels. There's a balcony up top, but they have Christmas trees off on the side of the theater, like fake Christmas trees, but they didn't yet have lights on them, So he comes out and like he roast the theater for decorating halfway. And like, it's one of those instances where everybody in the room was thinking that exact thing. And he came out and named it immediately.
Right.
And so I think when you're in a scenario like that, you just name it right off the jump. And that builds rapport too, knowing your audience exactly.
Man, talk about a comedian that makes you uncomfortable. Tosh, he's the master of that. Man,
he threw a guy out of that show, man. Like 10 minutes in, he already threw a guy out. Security came down, got this guy, and escorted him out. He was not messing. And you know why? Because the dude, instead of laughing, was going, woo, after each joke. Tosh, after like twice of the guy going, woo, Tosh is like, you do that one more time, I'm throwing you out. He's like, this is a comedy show. We don't, woo, we laugh. And told the next joke, the guy went, woo. Security came down and threw him out, dude.
That's awesome.
Oh man,
like second row tickets too. This guy,
Wow.
So
yeah. So tailing on that, what? Maybe you could share like one of your worst, because I know every comedian has had their worst heckler or situation out there where you just like completely bombed. So tell us about your worst comedy night.
How you turned it around.
There are a lot of them. But all right, so I was in this town called Kailua, Hawaii, and it's on the island of Oahu. And this is a little tiny corner of the island that is very white, very wealthy. So the
near the airport, right?
The locals, have a lot of animosity toward this town and the people there. And the tensions in Hawaii between like white people and locals is like real, like it's thick. And anyway,
what do they call the white people there?
Howleys.
That's right. Yeah.
They have even like once a month in the public school or something, Kill Howley Day, where the white kids get the crap kicked out of them.
It's like honkies here in the U.S., right?
Exactly. All right, so I'm in this town, Kailua, in this great venue, and it's white people in the audience. I'm a white dude, right? So I'm thinking this will be funny.
I know where this is going.
This is what I led with. So it wasn't a self-deprecating joke. This is what I led with. Man, it's good to be back in Kailua. I haven't been here in a minute. Did you guys hear that they're building a new high school in Kailua? And the audience is like silent, shaking their heads no. And I'm like, yeah, man. And to keep the Kailua residents happy and the Kailua donors happy, the school's colors are going to be white and very white. Not a laugh, dude.
Ooh.
Not a laugh. And I swear to you, somebody in the audience goes, womp, womp.
Oh.
Yeah.
How do you respond to something like that?
How did you? I'm curious how you handled that, but then
yeah, dude. The response, like, I just laughed, dude. Like, I couldn't help it. I think the joke is hilarious.
I think that's one of those times that, and tell me if you agree with this. Like, I feel like that's one of those times where you hit a truth so true,
right,
that nobody wants to admit it's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%, bro. That's exactly it. 2 weeks later, I was doing a show on the other side of the island, and there wasn't a white person, I don't think, in the audience at this show. All locals.
Yep.
I tell the same joke. The school's colors are going to be white and very white. The crowd loses its mind. Loses its mind.
Yeah.
And then I go, I told that joke over in Kailua last week. Not a laugh. The crowd loses its mind again. And then I'm like, in fact, somebody went, womp, womp. Crowd loses its mind again. So all I did was tell them what happened, and I got 2 extra laughs out of it.
That's funny.
Wow. That's cool.
You know? And
it's all about knowing your audience, right?
It's all about knowing your audience. And I thought, don't think this is funny, but I was dead wrong, dude.
Yeah.
And I think, you're right, Sean, for the reason that it was just too close to home.
It was too truthful. Yeah. It
was
was
too truthful.
Yeah. And it's like, I want to laugh at that, but like, if I do, I'm admitting that I'm racist or whatever, it's like,
exactly right.
Yeah.
That's so true. Yeah. That's right.
That's probably a way you could recover from that joke is like, oh, okay. No laughter. I guess that means it's really true. Then they might have permission to laugh at that point.
Right.
I see that kind of stuff in the dry bar.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Which is in Utah,
Yeah.
And most of the comedians that go there, they acknowledge that they're in Utah and that it's white and that it's Mormon and that it's like, that kind of stuff. And you see that kind of stuff happen all the time there.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of become a thing where with that, your opening line for dry bar, you got to find a way to say the same thing, but in a new creative way, right?
Yeah.
Because like every comedian is doing that, right?
Yeah.
It is all about knowing your audience. And, I think too, if I had led with something, 1 or 2 self-deprecating jokes and given the permission to laugh right off the jump, like at me, it might have softened them toward that Kailua joke.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have felt as, they probably wouldn't have been as, or felt as threatened. Like maybe.
Right. Yeah. That's a good word. That's a good word, Jonathan. Like they probably felt a little threatened when if you led with that.
Yeah.
And that's a good lesson for persuasion. Like just because it's true and just because it's going to land, like it's going to hit that emotionally, where you put that in the conversation does matter for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like if you want to tell your wife,
or you're giving a sales presentation, right? I mean, which can be both things. You can be giving a sales presentation to your wife.
Yeah.
But
it's like with my wife, I always lead with, "You're not going to like this." You're probably going to.
It's certain to go well after that, right?
Yeah.
Well, you get the worst out of the way, right?
It's like, oh, you're going to hate this idea. It's ridiculous. You're probably not going to like it.
Yeah.
You got to soften it up.
Like my comedy philosophy, and this might sound weird to people, like I write stuff that I think is funny, and I tell jokes that I think are funny. And honestly, like, and I don't mean any arrogance in this whatsoever, but like, if the audience doesn't like it, I don't care. Yeah. Right. Like, I hope they like it. That's great if they do. It's a bonus if they do. But, every audience is different every night. And if you're trying to write for an audience, good luck. Now you can cater humor to like certain people at certain events or venues. You can totally do that. But if you have a set that you're trying to go like from town to town to town to town and do this set, you can't keep, like, I don't know, changing the stuff for the audience all the time and trying to please them because it'll never work.
Right.
So that's a great lesson. Like you got to speak your truth, your observations, and maybe you tailor 1 or 2 jokes for that audience. I've mentioned this on the show several times, but the quote that I love is that which is most universal is that which is most personal is most universal. So if you have something that you notice that's just super simple and super, but also super personal, it's probably very universal, So for instance, like I thought about this the other day because I keep a notes tab for if I ever do another stand-up set. And like one of the things on there is like, how long do you keep a birthday card?
Right. That's a great, great.
Hey, you created a whole Seinfeld episode off of that.
I did. I
didn't you?
went to Chat GPT and I was like, if this was a Seinfeld, because I could totally see that being a Seinfeld episode.
Right.
And after Chat wrote it, I was like, was this a Seinfeld episode? Because it sounds exactly
It sounds like it would be.
It's like
That's
exactly
funny.
what they would talk about, you know, the show about nothing. Like, yeah, how long do you keep? You know, it depends on,
Yeah.
is it your grandmother? Is it a friend? Is it like, you know, do you put it in a shoebox? Do you throw it away? Like, there's so many variables.
There is psychological torment that comes with throwing a card away.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's weird.
Yeah. Very true.
You feel guilty. Like, I mean, and even like, so my mom passed away like 10 years ago, well, probably 12, 13 years ago now. And like, you know, over the years, like, obviously when she passed away, we got her stuff and her furniture and the photo albums and all that kind of stuff. And over the years, as we've moved, it's like, you got to get rid of some of this stuff. You just can't keep it forever.
Right.
Yeah.
And the kind of the guilt that comes along with that. And there's a guilt to it, but there's also an absurdity to it. Like, it's just stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and it's like, how do you, there's a real tension there that has happened. It's like, okay, I don't need 47 photo albums of my kid that nobody's looking at.
Yep.
Like, they're just sitting on a shelf collecting dust. Like, you know, it's an uncomfortable truth, like, that you feel like you should keep them. There's an obligation to keep them. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's just, and there's a way to like lighten that up and like let people, I think that's a good way to use, is like to let people off the hook.
Yeah.
With that kind of, you know, telling that kind of story.
It's like, you just made me think of something, man. Like, how long do you keep a birthday card? I wouldn't know because my dad never gave me one.
No idea. This direction there.
That's all. Are there any comedians that you really have followed? I know, like, one of my all-time favorites is Jeff Allen, because that, going back to your point, he's one of those guys. He's clean, but he also is one of those guys. He's very open. He's like an open book when in his comedy, and like sharing his life, and you know how he turned his life around too, because he was a alcoholic and a cocaine addict, and but he's funny in doing it, you know, just like, and he makes himself, you know, super vulnerable, but at the same time, you can't help but root for a guy like that and laugh, you know, and he's extremely funny. But are there any comedians that you have really honed some of your skills on or followed over the years?
Yeah. I have a few that I just deeply admire. One is Kevin Nealon from Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
I've seen him live a couple times, and his cleverness is something that has really, I've tried to let it rub off on me. I don't know that I'll ever be as clever as he is, but Kevin Nealon, like, when I think of like joke writing genius, he's like right at the top for me. Another one that is maybe equal is Dimitri Martin.
Okay.
And again, I've been fortunate to see him live, but an absolute joke writing genius, so funny. What I love about those two guys is just the cleverness of their writing. And so I've tried to let that, you know, like seep into me to whatever degree I can. The one thing I really like about Anthony Jeselnik is how he has mastered the art of getting away with it. And you know, he says the darkest, craziest stuff, but manages to always get away with it. And you know, that's inspiring in the sense that he can get away with it, not in the sense of the things he says.
Sure.
Some of the stuff he says is troubling, but those are three. You know, two others that have really inspired me. Adam Sandler, the dude is absolutely hilarious. I don't know if you guys have had the chance to watch any of his recent specials, but they are so good. And then Todd Barry,
except for Happy Gilmore too.
Oh, dude, I didn't make it halfway through, dude. I had to turn it off.
That was so bad.
It was. I was very disappointed with Happy Gilmore too. So
hopefully Spaceballs 2 is better.
Yeah, there are the others like Bargatze and Gaffigan, and I think Ricky Gervais is just an absolute joke writing genius.
Mm-hmm.
Others, Shane Gillis, Dave Chappelle, Mitch Hedberg, these guys. One that never really gets mentioned by a lot of people, but that's been a good influence for me has been a guy named Todd Barry, and he's really known for roast battling, really dry. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's an absolute genius as well. And so I love the comedians who have a lot of that cleverness and can get away with it. And that's
Ricky Gervais, man. That one that he nailed it. What was it? The Golden Globes or he roasted all these people. I mean, it was just so clever.
He leans towards the angry side,
right.
Some of the comedians do, where he's got a tinge of it's not as angry as Louis C.K. or some of these other guys, but but there's an undertone
it's like this
there,
nonchalant, don't care attitude, regardless.
Yeah, dude,
and a little passive aggressiveness at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think he cares. Like genuinely, I don't think he cares. And to see you guys probably saw this a few months back, but Shane Gillis, when he was hosting, was it the ESPYs or something?
Oh yeah,
he did the WNBA All-Star.
Oh man,
dude, getting away with it. That's
the key. Yeah,
that's it.
And that's one of the beautiful things, and that proves the whole point of the kind of the show we're talking about here as far as persuasiveness. You can make points in comedy that you just simply cannot make any other way.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, you would just get canceled, roasted, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But with comedy, there's a certain leadway that you're given.
Sure.
And I mean, there's been some comedians canceled, but it's few and far between.
Yeah.
Because that's the medium. That's the point, right?
Right.
I think Dave Chappelle talks about it. It's like, that's the point of comedy, is to say things that can't be said any other way.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I worry from time to time, like, is my comedy, am I going to say something at some point that gets me fired from my job or something, for instance, right? Like, but you got tenure, right?
No, I
don't. I don't. So I wish I did, but I don't. So
when you're writing, does that ever come up for you? Like, you're like, ooh, this is too far?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. It definitely happens. And I have to. So I at the college where I teach, I started this year a comedy club, not like a venue, but I'd be like hiking club or drama club, or we started comedy club. So we meet once a week and we record funny sketch videos, like me and the students, and a lot of it's just about like life at a Christian college, Christian university. So we're like making fun of, like poking fun at some of those like elements of life, like stupid, like Christian pickup lines was last week or something like that. This one we recorded this morning is about like gossip at like a Christian college. It's kind of funny.
I mean, hey, John Christ has made a living off that. So.
Absolutely.
Right,
yes.
That's right.
I was just thinking of him.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's made a good living off of that.
Yeah, he has. He's and so I mean, I just gotta wonder from time to time. Like, we were recording this morning and a line came up like, hey, what about this? And one of the students like, no, we cannot do that. And I was like, yeah, I agree. We can't do that.
So that brings up a good question. Like, have you found that the line is different for your college students than it is for you as a 45-year-old?
Yeah, absolutely. And it depends with the college students, right? Because they all come from different places, and not everybody at the college where I teach is a Christian. So the line for those kids is very different than the line for the kids who might, be Christian. But the line, I don't necessarily have a line.
Yeah.
Like, and if I'm the kind of guy, unfortunately, that like if a tragedy strikes, I'm like ready to make a joke about it right then.
Yeah.
Never too soon.
That's right. Like that's kind of like Ryan's like never too soon, and it's dangerous to say that publicly because next time something happens to me, people are going to remind me of that. You know.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things that you mentioned Tosh earlier. That's one thing he is not. That's a line he's not afraid to cross is the too soon line.
Yeah.
He will dive into that the second it happens.
Yes.
I remember with some of his jokes around Katrina and things like that. And it was
Shark party. Oh yeah. Dude.
Yeah, it was crazy. And it was like, most people were like, and he'll even say that. It's like, what, too soon? It's like,
right.
And he'll just dive into it.
That's an interesting thing. I was in a comedy club 6-7 weeks ago. I don't know how long it's been, but it was the night after Charlie Kirk had been shot.
Oh yeah.
And dude, oh my gosh, the stuff comedians were saying was just like, oh dude, like I couldn't do it. Like I left early, dude.
Yeah.
Like and like for me in that moment, like maybe it was too soon, I don't know, but like it just the way it was being done, it's just not me.
Yeah. That's knowing your audience again for sure.
Right.
And I think being a pastor has helped me with that, right? Like I have a strong pastoral sense, right? So even if I'm thinking of a joke, I know when it's okay to say it or not. Usually,
Sure.
Yeah. You can read the room.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah.
Well, can I put you on the spot for one kind of an example real quick?
Yeah.
So you love your Liquid Death. Rest in Peach.
Yeah.
So if you were the marketing guy and you were trying to persuade people to buy that particular product, you had to write a joke about it. How would you go about it? You don't have to have the joke fully formed, but like, what would be your thinking process around that?
So
let's say they came to you and they say, like, hey, if you do a product placement inside your set for Liquid Death, we'll give you a lifetime supply. But it's got to land with the audience.
So I would just start the way that I like always try to start a joke with which is just with like that simple, like objective kind of statement. So I drink Liquid Death's Rest in Peach every day, right? So just a simple statement like that.
Okay, so that's the step one you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. So and step two is like, okay, what are the assumptions about that? An assumption is, well, it must taste good. Like, he must like it. He must enjoy it. Something like that. Right. And then he must have a good time drinking it or, I don't know. We can just go with that one. He must have a good time drinking it.
Yeah.
So then we're going to go to step 3, which is to flip that. Know that he's actually he's drinking it at a terrible time, right? And then that gives me the idea. Well, what would be a playfully inappropriate time to be drinking Liquid Death's peach tea, right? As I'm I don't know, sitting next to my grandma's ashes or something like that. I don't know. So that's like how the and you can get faster and faster at that, but
the more you practice it.
So that might be like one direction that I'd go with. I'd love Liquid Death. If you're watching or listening, I'd love to work with you. Hit me up.
Well, they've got a pretty. I mean, they kind of push the envelope a little too with their marketing.
Right.
They did the Ozzy Osbourne. Sean and I were talking like right after Ozzy's death, talking about never too soon. I think they had this thing probably keyed up, right, Sean, when they were doing the Ozzy DNA. They had some limited cans with his DNA on them that they were selling.
Ryan Reynolds is another that like jumps on current trends.
For sure.
The Peloton ad being one of his probably most famous. When they swung off the Peloton, it got the same actress and everything, like his media company, they have a whole thing where they will produce a full commercial in 36 hours if it's
that's
newsworthy.
incredible. Yeah. Liquid Death. This is the best canned water ever. So yeah. Liquid Death. I drink it when I want to kill time. I don't know. I can just keep going, but that's kind of the process that I've used to do that. So
no, that's good. I think that's I love those kind of steps, and you play with them, and like you said, the more you use them, the better you'll get at it. The method I learned was like you put a topic in the middle, and then you kind of mind map it. So you put like birthday card, weird.
Right.
There's like a couple keywords like birthday cards are weird, birthday cards are funny, birthday cards are sentimental, birthday cards are, whatever. And then you kind of mind map until you kind of get that gut reaction is like, oh yeah, they are weird. Like, or whatever. So, and you kind of start thinking about how are all the ways that birthday cards are weird, and you can really go on a kind of a tangent, and the further out you list like 5 ways that it's weird, and then you pick one, that kind of stuff. So
I love that. You're already making me think. Like, I mean, birthday cards are weird, right? Like, usually for your birthday, you get money in a card, right?
Usually, not always.
Last year, my mom gave me a card and it had a bill in it, or or an IOU or something like that.
I mean, and if you wanted to, you could go political. You could, insert, whatever politician sent me a birthday card. Inside was whatever. Like you could have some. You could definitely have some fun with like the weird,
or the people that flip around the birthday card to see how much you spent on it, because you always get the price on the back.
Yeah.
I love birthday cards. I get one from my stepmom, my stepdad, my other stepmom, my other stepdad. No.
Yeah.
I always go to the dollar section in the card aisle.
Yeah, that's good return on investment right there, because it's still printed like $7.99, but you only paid
right.
That's right.
Yeah. No, that's good stuff. Oh, I had one other comedian I wanted to mention, especially since you're pastor and you're in theology and all that kind of stuff. What do you think about Pete Holmes? Do you like?
Oh man, I think Pete Holmes is super creative guy. And
very intellectual comedy.
Very intellectual. I've watched all the seasons of his show Crashing, and I've seen some of the stuff he's done with Rob Bell. As someone in the Protestant sort of evangelical camp, I also grieve a little bit at what appears to be I don't know, we would go maybe backsliding or a falling from grace or something. And I'm not crap talking at all. Like, it's just a theological perspective. I think comedy wise, super creative guy. But it's been something to watch his movement away from his sort of evangelical roots. He went to Wheaton College, and
there's definitely the reason I brought him up too is because he's definitely. There seems to be that persuasion element in his comedy where he's trying to get other people to also go on the same journey that he went on, the deconstruction kind of journey.
100%. Yeah.
So he's trying to persuade people down that path for sure. It's his form of evangelism of his new ideals.
You might call it devangelism, right? I just
there you go. There you go. That's a great term.
There you go. That's clever.
You should trademark that before he hears it.
I'd love the opportunity to just sit down with somebody like Pete and like really talk through some of like the nitty gritty of the faith, like some Bible passages that he might have trouble with, or like some of these theological issues he might be wrestling with. Yeah. I'd love to have that sort of opportunity.
Dude, that's a whole podcast series right there.
Absolutely.
Bring those kind of guys on.
I hope to get there someday. Right now I'm my comedy podcast messed up the setups. Like I bring comedians on there weekly, and they're most of the ones I've had so far, like I've had Mike Lucas. He's been on like Conan and some of the things, but like I'd love to get some bigger name comedians on there too. I want to share my platform with all the comedians who are trying to, make it and do something.
Yeah.
But, I watch Bill Maher a lot. His Real Time with Bill Maher. Every episode that he puts out of that show, I watch. And I'm a conservative Orthodox Christian, but I watched that, and it's been interesting to watch his journey.
He's changed. He shifted a little.
It's fascinating, man. It's fascinating. He put out a movie several years back called Religious, right? And what he did was he went around the United States interviewing Christians at like truck stops and restaurants and asking them these like questions that they couldn't answer, and just made them kind of look silly, and by relation Christianity looks silly. Right. And I'm just like, dude, come to me and some of my scholar friends, and then let's talk. Like let's see how the conversation really goes.
Yeah.
Because you watch like somebody, I know Jordan Peterson doesn't call himself a Christian yet, but Jordan Peterson and Bill Maher talk about Christianity, and it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
And so come talk to somebody who's essentially devoted their entire adult life to studying Greek and Hebrew and Aramaic and studying the text in depth and writing commentaries and going to academic conferences. Don't go to the truck stops.
I honestly think that if you reached out to some of those guys, that they would probably take you up on that.
Yep.
I'd love to do that.
I definitely think somebody like Pete Holmes would take you up, and I'm sure he's busy, but like maybe 3 months out or whatever. But I could see him accepting a challenge like that.
That'd be fun.
I don't know. He's got a lot of probably people around him at his level, but
it'd be fun. I mean, Rob Bell has, Pete and Rob have teamed up. They're doing a lot together, and they're both sort of on that deconstruction.
Yep.
And a lot of that I think revolves around. There was one author that they all follow, and I can't think. He was a Franciscan guy. I can't think of his name. Richard Rohr. That's it. He's the epicenter of that whole movement, and these Christian musicians are starting to follow into that, and it's.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of demand for that.
Yeah,
paradox. Those two sides. I think there's a lot of demand for that in the world right now. It's like, just like. Politics have let us down. Religions let us down. Like there's a lot of things that have crumbled for people, myself included. That's why I'm kind of familiar with these names. But like, I think it's a very ripe kind of field. And if you can have some of that humor and lightness with those kind of guys, and still have a serious conversation, but then you're also kind of joking with each other. Yeah. Like that's the kind of dialogue we need.
100%
these days.
Yeah, dude. I agree. I'm part of a thing here at the college called like the Philosophers Guild, and so once a month, what I and another professor do, we take these college kids out to dinner at like a nice restaurant, and we have a topic that we all just sit down and discuss, a heated topic. Like we just went Wednesday night, took these 12 college students out to dinner at a sushi restaurant, right? And the topic of the night was immigration. And I can get really heated really fast.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Just some light dinner.
So we went to a foreign place to talk about immigration. And, the point in telling that is like at the end of the night, I went around and said, I would like each of you to say like something about like, how you feel about tonight. And every single one of them said, this is great. This is my favorite night of the month. Like, this is what I love doing. This is preparing me for the workplace. This is preparing me for adulthood, to sit around. And they're like, nobody got angry. Nobody yelled at each other. Nobody stormed off. Like, people sitting there being civil, hearing each other, having the freedom to give their own view without retribution or fear. And that's kind of how I would approach, talking to somebody like Pete Holmes or Rob Bell or
Mhm.
Anybody else. Like, what they have to say isn't going to offend me or upset me, but
no, you mentioned Bill Maher. He has people on his podcast all the time and on his show that completely differing.
Yeah, I'm not at their level yet, so maybe one day.
There you go.
I know one of Bill Maher's best friends. He lives right around here. I have lunch with him every so often, and he writes some jokes for Bill. And he just opened. Bill just did his last stand up several months back, and this guy opened for him out in L.A. And he's offered, hey, send me some of your jokes, and I'll ship them off to Bill, and if they use them, they'll pay you. So, but I would totally love to, be in a space where I could converse with people like that about more serious aspects of faith and religion and Christianity and the Bible.
I think there's a lot of demand for it right now. Like
absolutely
to really hear from both sides, and not with neither side really trying to convince the other side as much as just in my understanding. In my understanding of the old, especially the Jewish culture, that's what the rabbis did. They debated with each other. And in a lot of Protestant circles, you're not allowed to debate this stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's what's caused a lot of the tension and the myopicness is if it's not allowed to be questioned, truth doesn't matter if it's questioned.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's going to stand, right? So you have to be willing to have that dialogue, for it to, otherwise it looks like you're hiding something.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe
throwing out those invitations, man.
Yeah. Maybe
try to help you get on Club Random.
Hey, that'd be fun, dude.
We've talked about on this show. There's an idea called shock and awe packages for direct mail.
There you go.
Where you send Jonathan does this all the time with his clients.
Yeah.
He'll send a big cartoon printed out. What size is that, Jonathan, that you send to your client, your prospects?
Usually 24 by 48, something like that.
Yeah, hard poster board. It's got a comic on it that fits the situation. He FedExes that to a CEO and gets the appointment. It's
wow,
it's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool stuff.
All right. Well, maybe I need to
step up your game, man.
I know, dude. I need to. I grind. I work hard. I create opportunities for myself. But maybe I need. I just talked to a friend yesterday, so it's weird to me that you're saying this, but it was a very similar discussion, and maybe I need to start grinding in a different way.
Yeah, creative grinding.
Yeah.
So
man, this has been good. We could go forever on this, Michael. But
this is fun,
any last words you want to leave with anybody, and then you can also tell people where to find you.
Yeah. My hope is that people will embrace laughter over outrage, and you really have three ways that you can respond to anyone or anything in life. You can laugh, you can cry, or you can get mad. And for me, I'd rather laugh. And looking at the state of our country today, it seems very divided. I don't know if it's as divided as the media makes it seem, but
definitely not.
It definitely, it definitely seems divided, and it seems, social media is just full of outrage. And I want to laugh at this stuff. I want to go online and scroll and laugh. And, my comedy motto, laughter is greater than outrage. And at the bottom line of that is I start with myself. I start with my own mess, my own messed up life. And I'll laugh at myself first, and then invite everybody else into it. And then let's laugh together about whatever.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thinking, man. And, I don't know. I think other people are probably on that same wavelength, and I want to connect with those people. So,
What is your podcast again?
So my podcast is called Messed Up to Setups, and the idea is I bring comedians on there, and you hear about their journey into comedy, and then they bring a joke, and we pull back the curtain and you get to see us and hear us editing and punching up the joke in real time.
That's cool.
Oh, cool.
Behind the scenes.
Then after that, I've coded a bunch of different things like on the online, and you can push a button and there's like 15 random prompt generators. And so me and the comedian on the show will be fed a random prompt, and we're there live trying to make jokes right on the spot. So that's fun too. The Messed Up to Setups podcast. And then michaelhalcomb.live is my comedy website, and I do a daily blog usually. You can find the podcast on there, but a daily blog about something comedy related. A lot of mind hacks and like psychological tips and tricks and things like that. So, man.
You got a Substack that goes out as well?
That's it. It's on Substack. I just use Substack, and michaelhalcomb.live. My domain is attached to it. So that's it. And you can find all the social media, Insta, Facebook. They're all linked on there as well. So
cool.
Very cool.
All right. Yeah. Well, thanks, Michael. Appreciate you joining us, man. It's been fun. We'll send you a link once we have it live on the website. Feel free to share it, man.
It's been great. Thanks so much.
You bet. We'll put you back in the green room and we'll close out.
All right.
Good stuff.
Yeah, man, we go for a while on that one. So
yeah, fun conversation.
Yeah.
Again, Dr. Michael Halcomb.
Yes,
because he's a college professor, PhD.
Yeah, but his website is michaelhalcomb.live. So
there you go.
Find that. Yeah,
check him out. I'm gonna subscribe. I'm interested to tune into the podcast. I want to get some.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Making the sausage type.
I love that kind of behind the scenes making the sausage stuff. So
very cool. Good show. You can check us out, persuasionbythepint.com. This is episode 410. Check it out, and we will see you all next week. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday.
See ya.